Plaintiff, Helona Jackson, says she was adopted when she was a baby. And once she found out, she had a lot of questions. Helona claims she became determined to find her birth father. And although she believes the defendant is her birth father, she petitioned the court for a paternity test. Defendant Leo Guyton admits that he was with Helona's mother and had a child with her, who is Helona's half-sister, but he was not with her when Helona was conceived. Leo claims he told Helona that he was not her father, but she refuses to believe it, so he agreed to take the paternity test today.
Ma'am, you've petitioned the court today for a DNA test, which we often provide the opportunity for to try and either put families together or get clarification about family challenges or issues. And today you've asked us to help clarify that, and so we can help. Start with you.
First, I want to say I've grown up watching your TV show, so I'm very aware of the many things that you have done for many people. So thank you for this opportunity. And I'm here petitioning court for a DNA test because I'm adopted. Grew up as an only child. My mother told me when I was young, randomly.
How old were you when you were adopted?
I was a baby.
Baby?
I was a baby.
Okay. You grew up?
Born and raised in Chicago. And just I knew I was different. Not in a bad way, but I just knew I was different. In my adopted family, I'm the darkest one. So. Oh,
you didn't know you were adopted growing up?
No. But the funny thing is I looked like my mother.
Okay.
And she's just lighter than me, but I actually look like her.
There's this theory out here that if you're with someone long enough, you'll start looking alike.
I heard that.
That happens with married couples all the time, folks say.
Yeah.
After 30 years, you look alike. So go ahead.
She told me I was adopted when I was young, like it was bedtime. And I knew what she meant when she said that. I didn't really question, I just said, okay, I accept it. As time went on, I had questions. It's pretty weird to have a whole nother family that you don't even know anything about, and you're in the same city as well. So my curiosity.
I had that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't weird to me because I didn't care. He wasn't around, so what do I care?
Well, I was the only child, so I wanted siblings and everything.
That's true, and I had 3 brothers.
I tried asking my mom for a sibling, it didn't happen. That's okay.
Go ahead.
So as time went on, like I said, I got more and more curious about it. I have a very good support system in terms of my friends. So whenever they would hear anything about anything alluding to adoption or anything like that, they would make sure to let me know. So my friend Jen, she emailed me an article, May 21st, 2010. Governor Quinn passed a law that allowed adopted persons to have access to their original birth certificates. Without this law, I would have to come to the court to petition. So I immediately took advantage of that. Mm-hmm. However, when it first came out, only people that were born before 1946 had priority. And also I had to be 21. I wasn't 21 yet. So I just had to wait until I turned 21. The day before I left for college in 2011, my mother handed me a piece of paper. It was an old piece of paper, like real old dated looking piece of paper. And it had baby girl and my biological birth name. And she told me if I ever want to find my birth family, this could help me out. That's all I had was my last name. So this whole journey has been nothing but faith, nothing but support, just to get here. It's literally been like a 10-year ride.
So how old are you now?
I'm 28.
And so what's been going on for those 10 years?
When I finally became 21, I immediately went on the website, downloaded all my documents, sent in everything that I need to send in. And for some reason, I just knew, now I just have to be patient. Everything literally is out of my hands. When I got my mail, I just saw the envelope. I knew what it was. I just started crying like, thank you, God, it's here. So as soon as I opened up the envelope, I saw my biological name. I saw my biological mother's name as well. Immediately went to the website, to the internet, and found them. So as I'm going through all this information, I told myself, okay, the best way to do this is to try to go for somebody who's older, because 9 times out of 10, they didn't change their number. They may or may not have moved. And I was right. So I actually ended up calling a cousin. I told the person.
The more mature folks in our audience gonna get mad at you.
Oh, no.
Saying that they don't never change their patterns. That's what you said. They don't ever change their phone number. Everything they do as of age 50 stays until their last days.
But it's not a bad thing. If it's not broke, don't fix, so it's all right.
Go ahead.
So I contacted a cousin, and I immediately said, "Hey, this is probably going to be the weirdest phone call you get in life." I have reason to believe that I said my birth mother's name is my birth mother. He put me on hold to contact my grandmother. And, she confirmed some things. Next thing I know, I'm talking to a lot of people, a lot of people. I started meeting people. One of my grandmother and my cousins, they were the first people that I met. I actually met them downtown in Chicago, down the street from where I was working at the time. And I don't know, it was a really good
immediate connection.
Yes.
Good.
And it was really great to see somebody that actually looks like me.
How did you get around to your father? Meeting your father?
A lot of people said that I look like one of my sisters. We resemble each other strikingly. And I will also hear his name, Leo. When people would meet me, "Hey, are you Leo's daughter?" I'm like, "I don't know." Your guess is as good as mine. When I did get his name, he was incarcerated. And I was like, "Oh my goodness." So
when did you finally speak to
him? So I actually finally spoke to him when he got out.
How did that discussion go?
It went really well.
Okay.
We spoke for like a good hour and a half.
And to this day, there's been no discussion that puts the paternity in question, that whether he's your dad. I mean,
we talked. Yeah, I talked about that.
Did he ever deny?
Yeah, I talked about it. I told him, pretty much why I felt that way.
And what did he say? Does he deny?
He didn't deny per se at the moment.
Let's hear from him now. Sir, you want to give me some background and give me your opinion?
Yeah, my name is Leo Guyton. I first met Beyonce when July the 14th, I had just come home. I went to this program. When I got there, the supervisor told me my daughter had called, he didn't tell me which one. Well, I'm thinking it's one of my oldest daughter, my next to the oldest daughter.
How many daughters you have?
I got 4 daughters, and they love me, and I love them. They're in my life right now. So one of them is her sister, so I'm back there signing papers, so the doorbell rang. He go to the front. All I hear is, I want to see my daddy. So he come back there and say, your daughter up front. I walk up front, then when I turned the corner, I seen her, I was like shocked. She smiling, happy, she really was. And I'm confused, because I don't know who she is, my first time meeting her. She told me what year she was born in, 89. And I said, 89? I said, no, I don't think so, sweetheart, because I don't think I was your mother at that time.
So you did put it in question?
Yes, I did. So a month and a half later, I moved out to St. Leonard's. That's another halfway house, and they got a lot of program going for me and everything, and I'm in it. So I get a phone call from my mother. She was kind of upset. Won't you tell this girl you're not her father? I told her father to see she don't believe me. Man, she talking about taking you on the show, taking the DNA test and all this. I said, calm down, it won't be all right. In 89, I was locked up. So I could be your father. Last time with your mother was in 85 when your sister was born. I say, far as that, if you ever need me, or if you want to talk to me or anything like that, you got my number, you can call me and I'll be there for you the best way I can.
Is that how the conversation went?
Yeah, he did state the year 89, but I corrected him. I told him that's not the year I was born.
What year were you born?
88.
Okay, and when did you go to prison?
I went to prison in 89, but I haven't messed with her mother since 85.
Okay.
86, 87, 89.
But you weren't in prison in 88, and that's when she was born.
Right.
What you're saying, I was around, but I didn't touch it.
Right.
You don't think you could have been drunk one night and touched it?
I know. I accept her as
What'd you go to jail for? Using drugs?
Selling drugs.
See there?
Yes.
You wasn't high?
No, sir. I'm like you. I came up in the streets, too. I came from the north side in the project, Granny Green. So, I had a rough life, too, you know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to get my life together today. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I got a bigger support as my daughters. Good. They in my life. If that was my daughter, I'd be glad to brace her and hug her and tell her to come on. Yeah. I'm sorry that it waited all these years for us to get together.
And see, I'm glad that you're expressing that. And so today we're going to find out, you have the birth certificate?
No, I don't have the birth certificate, but the date of birth on the original birth certificate was the same. So I didn't, And then when I spoke with my biological mother, she didn't get my date of birth right either.
Okay, let's see what the results are. Because he's pretty adamant. You're saying it's impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible.
don't know about it being impossible, but yeah, you're not the father. He's not your father, ma'am.
That's fine.
Sorry. Good luck to you both.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I love you. Feel free to call me anytime.
I will.
I just want to say thank you, Leo. You did not have to do anything. I was literally a complete stranger to you. So I just really thank you. I thank you. I needed to know facts because Joyce has told me several different stories. It's fine.
Like I told you, you got my number. If you feel that you want to talk to me, you can call me anytime. And I'm sorry that I'm not your father. You know what I'm saying? It's a big
Facts are facts. I just didn't know until now.
But your sister, you know, that's my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sister. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, I hope that you accept my
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.